Finally, we've got parts for the jet boat. Here's the new shaft, new to me shaft, and then these little plugs actually go in either end of the shaft. Little rubber plugs, little stoppers, which I'm assuming they kind of keep it in a certain spot in the impeller and then in the coupler between the engine and the shaft. Then we've got this thick boy O-ring that needs to go here. So hopefully we should be able to toss this thing back together now. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. Back together. I think at this point we shall hook her up to the truck and take her for a little test trip, see what happens. We got issues, ladies and gents. Took this thing out for a rip, did pretty good. The cavitation is actually gone now, I believe. But in absence of cavitation, we also have absence of compression in number 3 cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this baby pulled off, pull the head off and see what it looks like in there. And I'm gonna assume order a piston at minimum and probably a jug. We'll find out. All right, so we're ready to pull the head off. I've already had the head off, so I know it's under here, but we're gonna pull it off for you guys, just for a little suspense. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh! I don't know how that happened, but it happened and it's not good. But on the bright side, the cylinder head, combustion chamber looks fine. I could spin this baby over and see how the cylinder wall looks. The cylinder wall actually, oh, we're going over. This thing is too fucking light in the front. The cylinder wall looks okay-ish. I guess I'm gonna pull that jug off and we'll see what we're working with. Got the top end, oh here, we'll take you for a little ride. So, got the top end pulled apart here. The wrist pin and, you know, the needle in there, everything seem okay. This all looks fine to me. So, not that that really says much, but I think it'll be okay. The piston, obviously, is not happy. But, on a positive note, the jug is okay, I think. I don't see any huge major issues that are stopping me from using it. So we'll go ahead and I got a piston and gaskets already ordered up. So we'll probably just give this old girl the old dingle ball and fresh piston, then put it back together and see if we can get it to run for even longer. Went ahead and pulled the heads off of the other cylinders here. Don't mind my disgusting bloody hand. And kind of inspected everything. This guy was getting ready to leave the chat, I think. It was running super lean, and I'm assuming was another part of the issue. So if we take a look at what we got here, we got a little display set up. This was our number 1 or mag cylinder, and this is the one that got us home. This is the one that was still running and got us back to the dock. Here is spark plug out of number 1. Then this is our center, and as you can see, this baby's washed right clean, and I don't think that it was getting any fuel or running at all. And as you can see, the plug also does not look like it has ran a whole lot. Then here's our nasty boy. This is the one that had a hole in the piston, which would probably explain why this guy wasn't running, I would think, because all your vacuum from this guy goes into here maybe. I'm not real familiar with multi-cylinder 2-strokes. Here's you know, one for the shelf, I guess. And this is the spark plug out of that dead hole. Pretty nasty, as you could expect. These were a BPR 8ES, which is actually heat range colder than factory. But just talking with some people, and I was posting some TikToks about this whole shenanigan, and overwhelming majority of people said that I was running too hot of a plug. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but we went ahead and picked up some BPR 9s. So these are a heat range colder yet. So hopefully we can run those and have a little bit more of a safety net. Went ahead and picked up this is a Nomura, I think is how you say that. Piston, just one. We'll toss that baby in there and let that run. Got a full top end kit for it. And hopefully we get this thing back together tonight and see what happens. I know I need to put, what I believe actually happened is there's supposed to be, let me talk to you guys. Yes, hello. What I believe happened is there's supposed to be a restriction in the return line going back to the tank, and I don't have a restriction in there. So I believe what was happening is it's just dumping all the fuel right back to the tank. And as far as I can tell, that would cause this issue from what I've read online and done a little bit of research. So going to make a restriction. I'm just going to take a 1/8 inch pipe thread plug, and I believe the orifice needs to be a 16,000th of an inch hole. So I'm going to go grab some drill bits from probably Harbor, China, and we'll just make one of those, toss it in the return line, and I'm going to tee in a gauge so I can actually check fuel pressure and make sure that that's all within spec. But for now, we'll kick you over to time lapse and put this engine together. Engine's back together. I haven't had time to make that restrictor yet, but I do have a pair of vice grips closing off the return line a little to hopefully restrict some flow to get us some pressure. I suppose spark plug wires would help. These babies tossed on. And and we'll see if it starts. This thing needs a muffler. It is definitely loud. But it seems to run once again, which is a good sign. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking down these carbs and it looks like this one, the center carb is just dumping fuel, which is probably not good. But I'm gonna pull the plugs and see what they look like after this, whatever, a couple seconds are running. And we'll see if they're at least, it sounded like it was all of them are firing, but we'll find out.